us grandkids do anything to him. Unfortunately, he should have said no a lot more than he did. He let us do his hair in barrettes, ponytails, makeup. I think, like, we would sit, if anybody remembers the farm, they had a sunken living room. Tara and Echo and I would put on elaborate plays. They'd have 40 people in the living room for an event, adults, and we would be like, hold on, we're doing a show. And they would stop, and he would just be so proud to watch his granddaughters up there putting on a ridiculous play that we found in a book somewhere. We were also talking about what? Or homemade rabbit ears. I don't know why I'm holding a mic, it doesn't work. Keisha was sharing something the other day about just how much of a character Papa was. He even let Keisha and Jesse put his false teeth in their mouth.
Grandma hated it.
Grandma hated it. I don't know what would possess, I don't remember if they asked, or I think it's because after a meal he would take him out and put him beside him on the arm of the chair, and he would have a nap. And I remember Grandma always getting mad at him and telling him he was going to lose his teeth and he's going to break them. But somehow, I don't even know how the idea came about. I don't think they were ever in my mouth, but me. I think it was just Keisha and Jesse. Somehow these false teeth found their way into Keisha and Jesse's mouth. Anybody else do this, or is it just the two of them? Okay, the two weirdos, okay.
It was usually when we were shaving with them.
Oh, okay.
He would put a guard on yours, don't he?
Yeah, he taught Jesse to shave, and I always felt left out because I couldn't shave. So he'd let me pretend I was shaving or give me his razor and shave, and I don't know, I always took his teeth and put his bottom teeth in my mouth. It was just, they didn't fit. And Grandma would get so mad, she'd be like, you're gonna break them. And I remember one year, we were camping in BC, and I don't know what he did. He came out of the trailer and he had his bottom teeth hooked in his lip. We never put them in after that because we realized that was probably the next step.
I think that might have been one of many times. Yeah. He would lay on the couch after a meal having one of his famous naps, and we would lay on his belly. Like,
On his legs.
and on his legs. He would usually lay on his back. I don't know how it was comfortable. We'd hop up there and have a nap. I'd just sit on his belly and watch TV while he was napping. I don't know how he breathed, but he really let us do anything we wanted, within reason. He taught us how to drive the trike carefully, and I think we might have run over each other a couple times, and he was really good at redirecting and telling us again how it's supposed to be and making sure we had helmets on. But yeah.
Remember when we got grounded for 3 weeks and driving reverse through the old haystacks?
We might have done that. I don't remember getting in trouble very much, but there was a line. There was always a line. So. And the other thing is our teddy bear pancakes. He was famous for his Sunday brunch. He would ask us what we wanted in the morning. I think he was still doing this a few years ago when my kids came to visit. He's like, okay, what do you want for breakfast? Is it gonna be waffles with whipped cream and grandma's syrup or berries? Is it gonna be omelets? Well, when we were kids, it was teddy bear pancakes. So they had a griddle, and they would sit on the eating bar that we would sit on one side. They had an island, and then they had an eating bar. So we would sit on the eating bar on the living room side, and he would sit up his griddle, and we would sit there and make pancakes for us for hours. And we would have chocolate chips, and we'd try to put eyes and noses on it, and he would get mad because he didn't want us to get chocolate on the griddle. So as we were putting chocolate chips on, he's like, get out of there. Like and which? And buttons. We would make buttons on these bears. And he would get mad at us but then he still did it every weekend. So how bad could have
I
been?
would go to bake and she's got no maraschino cherries left. The coconut's gone because that was hair. And then there's no chocolate chips left.
I remember at my wedding, he shared a story at my wedding, and I don't even remember how exactly he shared it, but some of you have heard it, about me cracking an egg. I was probably like 3 or 4, maybe 5, and I watched him cook on that griddle every weekend. So I asked him if I could crack an egg, and he told me no. And he told me no a lot. And I guess I have it in me, and he turned his back, and I just cracked an egg and had it done for him. And he's like, oh, I guess you can do it. But he never let us, he really just let us do whatever we wanted. Within reason. We had a lot of fun. Anything else?
Chris told Christy to share. I have nothing to say. I'll talk.
Yeah, the mic's not working, so Echo's just gonna talk.
They're sharing my
The maddest Papa ever got with me is I was living in Lake Louise. They went to go vacation in Fairmont, and Auntie Lori and Christa and Keisha, and well, there was a bunch. They would invite everyone down to their condo. I was living in Lake Louise, so I was 18, 19. I'm like, yeah, I'll come too for the day. So I hitchhiked, because that's what you did when you lived in the mountains. So I got to Fairmont, and I get there, and Papa's like, well, where's your car? I'm like, I'm an 18-4 little thing living in the mountains. I don't have a car. And he's like, how'd you get here? I said, I hitchhiked. He was so mad at me. I thought he was gonna beat my ass right there. Like, he never hit me in my life, but he came close. So we had our day, and I said, okay, it's time for me to go. He goes, yeah, get in my van. I said, what do you mean, get in your van? He goes, you risked your life once. You're not risking your life again. So he left. He drove me from Fairmont back to Lake Louise, and then he drove back to Fairmont. He brought that up, and I was with a different guy, and he said, you better not. He risked your life. You gotta remember that. Don't you trust that guy? So, but the maddest I've ever seen him, he was fuming. He was so red. His hair almost turned red. It was just, yeah. It wasn't loud and cool that day. But anyways, that was. You don't remember that? Oh, I do.
So I'm not going to go up there and say this, but one time Grandpa took out his teeth and he put them on his knee, and he turns to Jared. He says, and he put a carrot in it, and he says, Jared, look at those chompers go. And he's like, oh, you should share that. Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, he likes those chompers. Well, and he just likes to do ridiculous things, and the kids are just laugh.